point here is this though, right? What benefits you from being shackled to those people or society or the laws or the culture or whatever else it might be, here and in the afterlife? Afterlife, I would say pretty much nothing. And here I would say it's purely subjective. And in fact, many of those influences could be negative impacts on your life. So for example, I'll give you an example. Culturally in England, probably in Australia as well, I know you guys like your Fosters, right? From the cradle to the grave, from the christening to the funeral, there's alcohol.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Culturally accepted, completely woven into society. Now you're shackled with that because that's how things are, right? And that's how you've done them. But what does Allah tell you? Allah says, if you shackle yourself to me, I tell you in chapter 2 that in both gambling and intoxicants is all drugs, including alcohol. The harms outstrip the benefits. That's why I've made it forbidden for you.
But it doesn't include the shisha.
Well, the scholars say that if you smoke shisha with tobacco, knowing that it causes you cancer and causes you problems, then there is a ruling that some would say it's haram, forbidden. Knowingly to cause yourself harm, you're not allowed to do it in Islam. Some people would say that it's undesirable or strongly undesirable, but there is quite a major ruling as well that says that it's haram, forbidden, if it's tobacco. So if it's some sort of scent that can't harm you, then it would be a situation that would be down to the individual. And now the point I'm making to you is this, that being shackled has consequences. Because what are you being shackled to when you're being shackled to the Creator? When you enslave yourself to the Creator, what are you actually doing? Is it detrimental or beneficial? That's the point, right? Because if it's detrimental, i.e. gives you health problems, causes you problems in your life, if it increases suicide, stress.
It's interesting, it does increase suicide.
No, actually the study shows the exact opposite.
Being shackled to the Creator increases suicide when people take it to the extreme.
It's the exact opposite. When you have social experiments.
So if I'm speaking to someone who's
brother, this is brother Imran.
I heard your conversation.
You had the conversation.
Hamza.
We're all part of one group. We're all part of one group that we come down. EF Dawah. So we all come down normally as a group. We didn't come down last week, I think, when you were here, or the week before. But brother Dr. Imran is part of the group.
Hamza had me covered.
Hamza had you covered. If you see people who are suicidal, when I'm questioning them to see how severe this is, a protective factor that I would consider something to protect them from that is a belief in a hereafter.
Sorry, Imran, speak louder. I've got people yelling behind me.
As a protective factor, one of the protective factors is if they have a belief in a hereafter, a consequence of their life or death. So people who they don't believe that this life is it doesn't matter if I live or die, they're the ones who are at more risk. So if someone says, you know what, I've got accountability after I die, they're the ones. So the other factors as well, like family, what will my mum think, children, these things. But religiosity is a protective factor against suicide. And that's just one of the basic things.
Not only that, brother, but part of Dr. Imran's strategy of getting somebody out of depression is giving them a list or encouraging them to, maybe you can explain exactly what you do, of what things they are grateful for.
So that's mindfulness. I don't know if you heard of mindfulness.
Mate, it's the greatest thing in my life.
Yeah.
So I've been practicing gratitude for 10 years.
Right.
So
every single morning I wake up, Dr. Imran. Nearly every 6 out of 7 mornings, my first thought is I'm so grateful.
Absolutely.
And I'll start thinking, I'm grateful for my new apartment, I'm grateful for the sun outside, I'm grateful for this beautiful person that's in bed next to me. And gratitude just shows up during my day.
Yes, absolutely.
So even in our conversation before, I was thinking, I'm grateful I'm having an intelligent conversation with someone just doesn't want to argue their view without listening. Right, so gratitude, mindfulness, meditation is in my life every single day.
So the question that I usually ask, not when I'm working, but outside of that, is who are you grateful to? Because gratitude is something that is, so people either make it general, like the universe, which is sort of anthropomorphizing nature, or you have to ask the question, who is it? Because gratitude is a relational thing. You can't be just grateful in the air abstractly. It has to be a between. You give gratitude. It's something that's relational.
I disagree. You don't have to give the gratitude to someone.
Then who are you grateful to?
You can be both. So I can be both grateful to a creator for which I can't put my finger on exactly what that is. But I can also just be grateful without it being towards something.
So the question
just
then,
grateful for it being and being in my life.
Yeah, no, I get that. But the issue that I have with this type of thinking is you're misunderstanding what gratitude is. You can say I'm lucky that I'm not born to an African mother who's suffering and I would have died before the age of 5. I'm lucky that I'm born in a Western country with these sort of affluent society around me that I can look after myself. You can be grateful for all these things, but this is it's disjointed. You're taking it away from what it's meant. So gratitude is what? If you look at all the synonyms of gratitude, thankfulness, gratefulness, these are all.
But also, I'd like to add to that as well. Say Dr. Imran saved your life. You were dying on the street. He jumped there, artificial, resuscitation, all his techniques, and you've come back to life. I'm walking past. You come back to life, and you grab me and you start thanking me. Would that be fair?
Yes, because you taught him how to save my life.
No, would that be fair?
It would seem disjointed
this guy,
to give the praise to
this
you.
guy saves your life.
Of course it would seem disjointed to give the praise to you when he's the one that
So
saved
now
my
when
life.
Allah created you, every breath that you take, every heartbeat that beats in your chest is from the Creator, and you're not thanking Him, and your thanks and your gratitude is directed to something else other than the Creator. How is that just?
It's not just. It doesn't make sense. If Allah is truly the Creator,
exactly,
and your Allah and whoever my Creator, they might be the same person.
Exactly.
You just believe. You just have a way to reach Him that may be different to me.
So what's important then is to find out, evaluate and calculate and rationalize whether the goodness that you have in your life is just some random event or indeed has come from the Creator. One of the very interesting things the Quran says. Let me just say one thing. The Quran, when Allah created Adam, Allah explains in the Quran, and the angels say, "Will thou create a being that will spread mischief and spill blood on earth?" And Allah informs the angels, "You do not know that which I know." And He teaches the nature of things to Adam. And He questions Adam, and Adam then gives the explanation of the nature. And God corrects the angels, "Did I not tell you that you don't know what I know?" When Satan is told to submit to Adam, to bow to Adam, not bowing of worship, but just bowing through the order of the Creator, he refuses. He said, "I'm made of fire and he's made of clay, earth. I am superior to him." So Allah says, "You are disgraced." He says, "Give me respite till the day of judgment, till the hour." Allah says respite is granted. He says, "And I will approach them from their left and their right, from in front and from behind, and you will find very few of them grateful." So gratitude was linked to the very essence of creation and the very essence of disbelief from when Adam was created. And what did this shaitan say? Satan said, "You will find very few of them grateful." And humanity today, any hardship that, why me? Why is my life?
Woe is me.
Why always me? Blame. Or they have gratitude, but they don't direct it to the Creator. So we feel that this is something that is inspired by Satan to humanity. Now, can we ever be truly grateful of the Creator? We can't. Because when Allah talks about Ibrahim alayhi salam, Prophet Abraham in the Quran, who Allah mentions as Khalilullah, the friend of Allah, when He explains the nature of Ibrahim alayhi salam, Allah says, "And he was grateful for some of the things that we gave him." Because absolute gratitude cannot be achieved. We can only attempt.
There's always more you can be grateful for.
We can only attempt. So as Dr. Imran's explanation to you was that gratitude, when we think about gratitude, who the gratitude is focused towards is very important, because if your gratitude when He saved your life is in fact for me, everybody, including yourself, once you realise, would think, well, that was a bit unfair, wasn't it? He saved his life. I'm going to be grateful to him. So in Islam, what we say to you is, yes, shackle yourself, be grateful to the correct focus of where it should be, which is the one that gave you the things that you have. The life that you have, the parents that you have, the eyes that you have. Be grateful for those things.
Compliment.
Yeah, you've got beautiful
I'll
eyes.
take it.
Beautiful eyes. I wish I had blue eyes, you know. Someone for the short and
That's
we've
one
got
of the
brown eyes.
things I'm
That's how
grateful
it
for the
works.
most out of everything.
You know? And in fact, on the Day of Judgment, what does Allah say? All of your good deeds will be placed on one side of the scale. And we shall just put your eyesight on the other side of the scale. And the eyesight will be more than all of the goodness, all of the prayers, and everything you have done. So there's a lot to be grateful for. So we only enter Jannah, paradise, through the mercy of the Creator, not from our good deeds, not from being grateful. We just make the motion to do those things, but we enter paradise through the mercy of Allah, because we can't pay Allah back just for the sight that He has given us. So ultimate gratitude is to submit to the one that created you and show gratitude to the one that created you and gave you those wonders that you have, including your eyes.
It makes sense if that's who you believe, and you believe He's the ultimate creator. That point makes sense, and it's an interesting thought. I never thought about the intent of my gratitude and where it was intended towards. But I do believe it can be intended towards. It doesn't have to be towards just the Creator. I believe it can be towards the Creator, but it could be to other people. It could be to the earth. You can just be grateful for being grateful. It doesn't have to be a direct